So now, last but not least, Sofia Tagini from IRCS Istituto Auxologico Italiano, Ospedale San Giuseppe Piancavallo, and also IRCS Istituto Auxologico Italiano, Ospedale San Luca Milano. The title of her talk is Affective Touch in Anorexia Nervosa, exploring the possible relationship between pleasantness, lifespan experiences, and social anhedonia.
Hello to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for the opportunity to be here today and present our work about the experience of affective touch in anorexia nervosa. The pleasure that we experience during bodily contact with important people is crucial to feel and perceive social closeness with others. In anorexia nervosa, it has been reported that people with this condition actually perceive lower pleasure related to social interactions and social gatherings. On the other hand, preliminary evidence showed that people affected by anorexia nervosa also possibly feel lower pleasure related to gentle touch on the skin, which is affective touch. The aim of our investigation is to probe whether there is a relationship between the experience of affective touch in anorexia nervosa, the exposure to bodily affective interactions in lifespan, and the social anhedonia. To this aim, we recruited 16 women affected by anorexia during their stay in our hospital, and we compared their experience to 14 women with healthy weight and no eating disorders. To probe the lifespan experiences of affective touch, we used the recently developed tactile biography questionnaire, and to measure social anhedonia, we used the anticipatory and consummatory interpersonal pleasure scale. The experience of affective touch. We ask blindfolded participants, as in traditional affective touch paradigm, to rate the pleasure of affective touch-like stimulations on the forearm. We used a brush, like was in previous studies, but also as novelty, we introduced the stimulation of a hand, of the experimenter hand, because this is a more ecological condition if we think about the experience of bodily contact with affective others, with important other people. And also we use control condition. We use two speed, a low speed, which is expected to elicit affective touch more strongly, and high speed as a control condition. Our results show that there is a difference between the two groups in terms of the amount of affective touch experienced during childhood and adolescence, and also a significant difference between the two groups was found concerning the pleasure experience in social interaction. So a higher social anhedonia was observed in anorexia. And interestingly, the fondness for affective touch experience in lifespan in anorexia nervosa was positively correlated with with the pleasure in social interactions, but this was not observed in the healthy weight group. Concerning the experience of affective touch, our results show that the touch of the brush was the most pleasant overall, and that the touch of the hand was more pleasant than the control condition. Also, as expected, we found that the slow speed touch was more pleasant than the high speed touch. But interestingly, no differences were found between the two groups. Also, the presence of an interaction between the tool and the speed suggests that actually the brush was the most pleasant touch in low speed condition, and also that in this condition the hand touch was more pleasant than the control condition, but in a high speed condition, so the no affective touch condition, only the brush was more pleasant than the other kind of stimulations. First of all, our results show that the affective touch effect was successfully replicated. However, we found that the experience of the touch of a brush was the most pleasant, more pleasant than the touch of a hand, which, however, is the most ecological condition if we think about bodily contacts in social interactions. So we might suggest that considering only the brush delivered stimuli may lead to an overestimation of the effect observed, and that it might be recommended to investigate the experience of affective touch, focusing on the experience of the touch of a hand because it's more close to the real life experience. Finally, the two groups show a difference concerning the experience of affective touch in lifespan, and also a difference concerning the pleasure related to social interactions, and that these two dimensions also are related to each other. But the two groups did not differ concerning the experience, the pleasure related to the affective touch stimulations in the experimental condition. These results was slightly in contrast with previous preliminary evidence. We might suggest that methodological differences and different psychopathological features of the sample may explain this difference. However, we would like to focus your attention on the fact that in real life, affective bodily interaction are between significant people. So why does it matter in anorexia nervosa? This is because this is not only a weight or eating disorder, but it also regards how people see themselves and how they experience their relationship with others. So how we can experimentally manipulate who is the other delivering the touch. A visual imagery task, for example, may solve this issue. We actually did it. We replicated the same paradigm in a visual imagery, and we actually found similar results concerning the effect of the tool and the speed. We did not find significant interaction, but we may suggest that differences between different tools might be more difficult to be imaged. But what is really important here is that the affective touch can be imaged. And this is important because by using the imagery affective touch procedure, we can investigate whether who is touching the body, does it matter in anorexia nervosa. And in other words, we can manipulate the top-down component of the experience, that is the relationship that you have with in the people, the person that is touching you, and also not only focusing on the bottom-up experience of the affective touch. Finally, I would like to introduce you to my research group and thank you for your attention. Grazie.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sofia, for your talk. So, are you with us? Can maybe yes. I don't know. I'm here. Okay, thank you. So, no, we can hear you. Maybe you have to turn on your microphone.
Okay, sorry, now you should
Okay,
hear me.
okay.
Fine.
So we have a question from Laura Crucianelli. So
Yeah.
very interesting study. So do you think that there could be a bias in the way people with anorexia nervosa recall their childhood experience in terms of touch? Also, I agree about the fact that touch delivered by the hand has higher ecological validity, but it is also associated with other factors, such as skin temperature, which might modulate its effect, cold hand vs warm hand. Any thoughts?
Yes, sure. First of all, thank you for this opportunity and hello, everyone. Yes, for sure, with questionnaires, we cannot be sure that the experience that participants report, it is in a way the real one. This is the bias with self-reports. But we think that investigating this issue is very important, might be a good point for future investigations. Unfortunately, we have no possibility for the moment to also, for instance, perform questionnaires also in parents or caregivers. This might be an option to compare, the two experiences, and also in control. For the moment, we did not, but it might be a cue for future studies, sure. And concerning the second part, yes, we thought about that, about the hand. But I really think that this is crucial, and also with the imagery task, in a way we can avoid this issue, because the participants will image something, so you don't have to worry in a sense about temperature or this, and they will think a image, something that is really familiar for them, with significant people, because as also Laura Crucianelli said yesterday, the thing in touch, the thing is that touch is not a sensation, and affective touch is something that is in a relationship, that happen in a relationship. So I think that using a hand or imaging the touch of a hand is it's really crucial if we really want to explore the experience of affective touch in anorexia.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sofia. We have another question from Maria Alessandra Umiltà. So what about a gender effect? So in real touching, where the experimenters female and in an imaging task, did you ask to image male or female touching?
No, actually, we did not. I mean, we did not specify. We showed a video before the imaging task to show the speed and the kind of touch they have to image. And the hand was female, but we actually did not specify which hand to image. But this might be a point. For sure, this is a point that we can think about.
Yeah. So maybe we have 1 minute for the last question. So what do you think? It's a question from Stace Richmond. So what do you think people suffering anorexia nervosa don't like touch? Is it perceived as some kind of threat?
Maybe. I mean, in the questionnaire that we use, there is also a question concerning previous negative experience with touch with other people in relationships, and I can say as a spoiler, I mean, that a lot of participants in the anorexia group reported negative experience with bodily contacts. So it might be actually that there's something related to a threat, sort of. Yeah, they might experience affective touch like a threat because maybe because they indeed have a previous negative experience or trauma.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Sofia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. So thank you for all the brief talk because they were very interesting. So also Professor Vittorio Gallese say that. So now